right, guys. So I'd like to clarify this for all international students who initially had a plan of applying for this upcoming caregiver pilot starting ending of this month, that is 31st of March. Please, let's be very, very, very careful. There are a couple of people who sent me a DM, like international students, asking me whether they are eligible because they have 6 months work experience and all that. And also, I've seen a couple of videos trending on TikTok where people are advising people, international students, that they can also apply because they said workers, blah, 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 blah. All right, so IRCC has now clarified that on the official website. So please do the research yourself. Just Google caregiver pilot and go to eligibility. You're gonna find that. And also, I like there's a screenshot showing what I'm talking about. Please, let's put this in mind that if you're an international student, the very first question you should ask yourself is, how did you secure the full-time 6-month work experience? Already, we are being warned not to work more than 24 hours as an international student here in Canada. And that rule is already effective, right? Secondly, we all again know that if you should work 24 hours per week, you are considered part-time. You can only be considered full-time if you are working 30 hours per week. So far as you are holding a steady permit, because as part of the form, right, you are being asked which kind of permit permitting you to apply for this. Are you using work permit? Are you using blah blah blah? If any, explain, or if other, explain, and all that. And on RRTC's official website, they've come to explain their eligibility, and they have warned those with visitors visa and those with steady permits not to dare apply. Meaning that if you should apply, you are telling RRCC that, hey RRCC, here I am bringing myself to you. I am one of the people who have violated your rule. That is, I'm one of the people, instead of working 24 hours per week, I've been working 30 or 40 hours per week. And for that matter, here I am. It's like you are bringing yourself to RRCC and ask yourself what can happen afterwards. You'll be the same person to bear the question, because they may end up sending you PFL to explain why, as an international student, you'll be working more than the 24 hours per week, and if you're not fortunate, you may be asked to go back home or you may be deported. So please, let's take note of this. International students are not eligible for this caregiver pilot per the screenshot I shared with you. This is an information from IRCC's official website and not what's coming from a map. Secondly, if you are someone like you are how do you call it? If you seek for asylum and you were given, so like I said, if you are someone who has seek for asylum, of which you've been given that temporary work permit to work until your case is being called at a court, and maybe Canada immigration or Canada has delayed in calling for your case, okay, and that you've been able to work for 6 months or more than that. For that one, I've not seen any information yet, or as part of the eligibility, RRCC didn't talk about that. RRCC just said you should be having a valid work permit, right? A valid work permit, and you as someone who has seek for asylum and all that was given a valid work permit to work, so you were working legally here in Canada. However, I am not an immigration officer, I am not an immigration lawyer. So I will advise, or I will recommend you to contact an immigration officer or an immigration lawyer, right? There are a lot of immigration lawyers around. Even on TikTok, you'll find a lot. You can book an appointment with them and ask for a legal advice whether you are eligible to apply for the PR, because you've used a valid work permit to work for 6 months or more than. So you think you are eligible for this caregiver pilot, of which maybe right or wrong. So please, I can't advise on that, because people are my DM asking me if they are eligible. I can't advise on that. kindly contact an immigration lawyer. What I have seen and read from RCC's website is that visitors visa and people with study permits are not eligible to apply for this caregiver pilot. So if you are not eligible and you do so, you can imagine the consequences. So please, let's take note of this. Thirdly, if you are someone with a valid work permit, maybe you came to Canada with how do you call it, a spousal work permit, right? Or maybe you are with postgraduate work permit, and you are being employed as a casual worker, right? And you are being employed as a casual worker, meaning that you weren't employed part-time or you weren't employed full-time. However, you were employed as a casual worker. Or let's say even you are employed as a part-time worker, okay? As far as your hours per week is 30 hours or more, or as far as you've been working as a caregiver, let's say you're a casual worker, right? But per every week, you pick up more shifts. And you've been picking up this shift consistently for 6 months. It doesn't matter your employment status says you are a casual worker. As far as you've been working 30 hours per a week or 60 hours per 2 weeks, every 2 weeks or bi-weekly, and makes you eligible, or that makes you considered as a full-time worker. So it wouldn't matter your employment verification letter saying that you're a casual worker. That wouldn't matter. All that matters is that when it comes to the hours, you were able to do 30 hours per week or more than 30 hours per week, or let's say 60 hours bi-weekly or more than that. So to prove this, you have to print your entire 6-month pay stubs. Okay, you have to print your entire 6-month pay stubs from your employee. You have to print out that so that you use that as an evidence proving that yes, you've been working full-time or you'll be working 30 hours per week, though you're a casual worker. So your employment status will still maintain. So you just have to take employment verification letter, your employee, and as part of in the information on the employment verification letter, the information is the employment verification letter states your duties, your salary, and all that. If you want to know exactly what should be on your employment verification letter or your offer letter, IRCC has currently released a guideline form on their website for that is the documents you will need for this to successfully apply for the caregiver pilot. So please, if you have not yet downloaded the guideline, please go and download it. So the IRCC has released it. They released it not too long ago. So go and download it and check. It's a checklist, right? So check all the documents to make sure that you have all the documents intact before the 31st of March. All right, so this is the latest information I wanted to share. Share to your friends, share to international students, maybe who was challenging you that, oh, I'm going to apply, or share to any friend of yours who is with visitor's visa or with study permit and thinking of applying for this caregiver pilot. Share this video to the person before it becomes too late, because that person may mistakenly apply and the end result may not be something positive. Thank you very much. If you've not followed me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok so that you can be getting more educational videos like this. And also I have a YouTube channel, Nal and Candy. It's the same as my TikTok name, where I have a lot of videos, right, talking about how you can achieve your dream of coming to Canada to pursue your studies. All right, thank you very much. My name is Nat. Bye.